What is up, everybody? It's your boy Tyler Wrestles. Today, I am going to bring you the 15 shocking 2025 Men's Royal Rumble surprises as far as entrants go. I had a lot of fun making this list, honestly. There's a few names, even people I forgot about the more I thought about it. But I hope you enjoy my 15 possible shocking entrants in the Rumble. I think maybe we'll see half of them because honestly, they don't need to bring in a lot of extra people because of all the talent currently in NXT, SmackDown, and Raw. But before we get going, you know the drill. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and if you can, at the end of the video, please comment who I might have forgot and who you'd like to see in the Royal Rumble. Also, who on my list you don't think we're going to see for sure. But let's get into it. Here's how I made my list, though. First of all, I did not count people on the rosters already, technically, like AJ Styles or Randy Orton, because technically they were on SmackDown and Raw, but they were just injured. So we're going to start off with Trick Williams. Trick Williams just lost the NXT title to Obafemi. I feel like Trick Williams will be coming up to the main roster either after this or at the draft. But I feel like Trick Williams is definitely someone we will see, and maybe we'll even see a little comeback with him and Carmelo Hayes in there because they had that little bit of a feud thing going on. Next up, we have Obafemi, the current NXT champion. Oba would just be a beast, absolute monster coming down to the ring in that Royal Rumble. I could see him clearing out multiple people, kind of like the Brock Lesnar did in the past. But yeah, Oba would be an absolute amazing addition to this year's Royal Rumble match. Another guy I like a lot is your former NXT champion, Ethan Paige. All ego Ethan Paige. He's one of the great veterans that have finally got some recognition after what they did in AEW with him, and now that they've brought him to NXT, he has been absolutely great. And he was great back when he was in TNA or Impact then. But Ethan Page definitely deserves a shot in the Royal Rumble, in my opinion, and I hope we do get to see him there. Next up, this one's a little controversial. Ridge Holland. Ridge Holland was already up on the main roster, but I kind of feel like he doesn't have a lot more to do in NXT. And I know a lot of people are kind of sour on him because he is the guy that injured Big E, but injuries happen. You can't blame Ridge for all that. And I do think Ridge is going to get back up to Raw or SmackDown soon. And I think he would be a great addition to the Royal Rumble match if you want to bring up some more people from NXT. Next up, we're going to get into a few TNA people I think should be in there or will be in there. Obviously, Joe Hendry is the popular pick for a lot of people. Obviously, he already did a lot of work down in NXT. And I think just hearing his music hit, the crowd will go wild. People will sing along, and it will just be an absolute fun time. I'm really hoping if he is coming out, he's one or two, just so the crowd has time to really get into it and have a great time. Next up, Josh Alexander. Josh Alexander, honestly, is one of the greats in NXT or TNA. Sorry, I think it would just be amazing if he came over and showed the world what Josh can do. He's definitely a TNA guy all the way, and I think it would just be an absolute banger of an addition to the Men's Royal Rumble. So we'll see if Josh Alexander is in there. Of course, the TNA champion, former WWE guy, Dolph Ziggler, aka really known as Nick Nemeth. I think it would be full circle just to see him come back, get in the Royal Rumble, make up a few eliminations, and just have a great time doing it. Will we see him? I don't know. We'll see how he wants to interact with the WWE, but I got a feeling it would be a fun and great experience, not only for maybe him, but for the crowd seeing him back in a WWE ring. Another guy I like who's been doing a lot with TNA is Santino Marella. Santino, he's not done yet. I feel like we could see him put on the singlet, get out there, show us a little Viper, and do a little bit in the Rumble. I think it would be a fun addition. It would be a great addition just for the fans' nostalgia because we're kind of getting into that 2000s era of a lot of fans. That was their era. So a lot of people will enjoy seeing Santino come back for a bit. And speaking of another 2000s wrestler, the indie god, the deathmatch king himself, Matt Cardona, since he has left WWE, or I guess got fired from WWE, let go, he has absolutely transformed into one of the best acts and greatest people to watch out there. He is on, like he said, he is the indie god. He has basically promoted himself into being amazing, and he is a hell of a wrestler, and there's no denying that. So Matt Cardona coming back, I don't think they'll call him Zack Ryder. I think if he comes back, he will be Matt Cardona, and that's the way it should be. I really hope we see him because that would just be another great throwback to some of those 2000s wrestlers we have missed. Next up, the guy who is done with AEW, it sounds like, and probably good chance coming back to the WWE. Malachi Black, or Aleister Black, as he was known in the WWE, where his wife is Zelina Vega, currently wrestles, I think would be an absolutely hit. Coming out, that whatever music they pick, I don't know if they'll go back to his own theme or not, but I think him coming back in the Rumble would be absolutely priceless, and I would absolutely love it. And love to see what Triple H can do with him now that he is in control of creative again, because he really made him a star in NXT. Booker T. You know, Booker said he wasn't going to do this. This is his last one a few years ago, but you can't tell me him in his own wrestling promotion, Wrestling Zilla Fatu this past weekend, wasn't a tune up for getting into the Royal Rumble. I just feel like Booker is, he's the guy we could see that I just feel like he'll be there. I don't know why. I just feel like since he had that match with Zilla, we're gonna see him, and it'd be really cool even if Bad Bunny gave him a little bit of his music like he did last time we saw him in the ring. So I'm going Booker T all the way. I'm almost guaranteeing this one's gonna happen. It probably won't though. And another guy on the sidelines, Wade Barrett. I'd like to see Wade Barrett get back in the ring. Wade Barrett, I mean, for a Royal Rumble, this would be a perfect thing for him. I mean, don't have to do a crazy match. It's just basically a lot of forearms and uh knees, according to Kevin Nash, which it technically is. And everybody has a little spot, but I think Wade Barrett would be a fun addition to this year's Royal Rumble match. I would love seeing him in there. And I think a lot of fans would too, because a lot of fans love Wade Barrett and are so sad that kind of his career ended a little early for a lot of people. And I think we got robbed of some of the greatness that is Wade Barrett inside the WWE ring. Another guy who was just on NXT at the ECW arena recently, RVD, Rob Van Dam. I would love to see him come out. The crowd would pop for RVD. Another great crowd pop from a legend in the ring. Uh, RVD would be great. I mean, he can do some of his crazy kicks and stuff. He's still got it, as we saw um, recently in AEW and on NXT. But I would love to see RVD possibly get into the Royal Rumble match and show us, yeah, a little bit of that old ECW, late 90s, early 2000s WWE magic that a lot of us remember him for. One guy, you know, I'm going to throw him in there, Big E. After that crazy segment where New Day absolutely ripped Big E apart, I just feel like this could be a big setup that we're going to get Big E back. I honestly think this is probably my least likely to happen of my complete list, but I feel like Big E is a guy that I feel like if he comes out, it could be one of the greatest pops ever in Royal Rumble history because people will be so surprised, people will be so happy, and Big E will just eat it up and just it would be amazing. It'll be one of the great moments of Royal Rumble history if this can absolutely happen. Like I said, I doubt this is probably my least likely to happen, but I would really love if it did because man, it would be so so good, and everybody involved would absolutely pop for it. So, okay, I think I got one more, and it is, yes, Rusev, aka Miro. He's been gone from AEW for a while now, and he was a lot better back in the day. He had a great NXT run, in my opinion. And now that we got a different regime in the front office again, maybe we could see Miro come back, bring us Rusev Day again. That would be cool. I'd love Rusev Day again because I think Rusev Day kind of got shot down quickly by Vince McMahon, and it just never got to the point where it should have, with a lot of people. And it was so freaking over. It was so over. But I would absolutely die if Rusev came out and we got the Bulgarian brute we all want and we all deserve inside that WWE ring. I think it would be absolutely amazing after he got fumbled in AEW. So those are my 15 shocking 2025 Men's Royal Rumble surprises, entrants. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below of what you think of my list. Anybody you think I should throw in there, or maybe somebody that I know Brock Lesnar is another guy that people have all been bringing up, but I didn't throw him on there because that's kind of an obvious one to me if it's going to happen. But like this video, hit that subscribe button, and again, please leave me a comment. I like hearing what you guys have to say about these videos because that's why I make them, so I can hear from you guys, talk about what's going on, and absolutely start a great debate about wrestling. If you also want to check out all my other social media, check out tylerwrestles.com. It has links to all of my social medias across Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, you name it. That's the place to do it. It will be down in the description, tylerwrestles.com. But that's my list, everybody. Until next time, peace out.